I have to read all of it, but you know. We are live. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk to Soul Star Citizen members of the community. After all these time, you think I get that opening line right?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Today is April 7th, 2022. How are you doing, Griffin?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm doing well, thank you. How's your week been?
It's been an okay week, actually. We got past last weekend. Last weekend was really busy for us, so I was just glad to get past Sunday, and things are kind of going back to normal. Not that we aren't normally busy, but this is normal busy now. Last week was crazy busy, so no complaints. How about you? What's your week been like?
It's been going pretty well. We're going to talk about the Bar Citizen that we had in a bit, but we had that and been busy doing other stuff. Let me see. Oh yeah, I started Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, I know you mentioned it. Yeah, I know you mentioned it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, you like it?
So we have seen it.
Yes.
We're in the middle of it, so we have a bit to go. It's weird, but weird in a good way. I mean, what do you expect when Jordan Peele is involved? I was not surprised to see his name involved.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his next movie too. So yeah, he always puts out good stuff. That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's great.
And also, Star Trek the Director's Edition, the motion picture, the first movie.
You got to watch it.
It's on Paramount Plus. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm going to. But my brother said it's not worth the hype.
Well, from being alive when it first came out and watching all of the directors and re-editions and blah, 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 and extended versions, whatever they're going to put in there, I can't think of it as being that much more dramatic than what I've seen, other than maybe cleaning it up and maybe some other scene. But I'm not rushing to see it. I'll watch it eventually. I'm a big Star Trek fan, but I'm not feeling a lot of hype about it. I'll just watch it when I can. Yeah.
Plus, I don't have a 4K TV. I mean, I have my monitor is 2K, I guess, but
that's good enough. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. Especially for that old movie, right?
Yep, exactly.
But I started a new MMO. It's another mobile MMO, but it's Marvel Future Revolution. It has a feel like DC Universe, except Marvel, and I like it better than Final Fantasy 14 because Final Fantasy 14, you have to learn like 30 different buttons in order to play different classes. This one is only like 5, and that's more my style.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a lot easier, I'm sure. That's cool.
And plus, I'm playing Storm, so
Okay, nice.
How about you? You still playing what's that game called? What are you playing?
I don't know. I've been playing Planet Crafter still. They released it last week, and I've been enjoying that. That's been pretty cool. Some relaxing planetary building game that's gotten even bigger now. I've been doing a little bit of Mortal Online, but not very much this past week because I was really busy. And then, of course, Star Citizen. I actually went back and started playing Batman Arkham because I never finished that. And I went back and started that. They're all PC. Everything's PC, yeah. So I went back. When I played Batman Arkham before, it was on my PS4, I think, or PS3. And so I'm trying to do it on PC, and it takes a little bit more to handle all the controls. And I don't know if I like it better on PC or not. Visually, it's beautiful, but man, the keystrokes, I got to either program stuff or something. I've been doing it with just trying to do straight keyboard, and it's not working. So anyway, that's all I've been doing.
Yeah, this may be sacrilege or blasphemy, all of the above, but I was never a Batman fan. I've always been a Superman fan. I always thought Superman was cooler than Batman.
I grew up with the Batman. I mean, I grew up with both of them, actually. Superman and Batman. 60s. Yeah, I grew up with the 60s, the Adam West Batman. And then as a kid, the old black and white Supermans were out, from the 50s. And I watched those too. Yeah, but I enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed when we got Christopher Reeve playing it, and then I enjoyed it when we had Michael Keaton playing Batman. I've enjoyed both of those franchises.
Well, I came into the comic book world when Superman, the movie, came out, so that's probably why.
Okay.
Superman was probably my first one.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Oh, speaking of the superheroes, I guess, but the Adam Project is on Netflix, and I watched that, and I loved it. I mean, it had a low score, it had a mediocre score on IMDb, but it's more my style. And
IMD rates everything mediocre.
not everything. So some things it does like.
Yeah. Name too many movies you see over 8 on IMDb, and I'm telling you, they're never. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying they always underrate. Is all I'm saying. They don't always. No matter what people say, I don't think I've seen too many. Even some classic films like the freaking Godfather or something. There's some classic movie I saw that most people consider extremely great. They gave it like a 8.2 or something like that. I don't know. IMDb's weird. I don't trust them for ratings. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, the Adam Project, I loved it. As a matter of fact, I might get it on Blu-ray if they ever sell it, because I'm on it so much support. I hardly ever buy those anymore. So that's how much I love the Adam Project. So check it out.
Nice.
All right, so you ready for me to do my thing?
Yeah, let's hear it.
You're drinking. Okay, you put it down. Are you eating? That's
go ahead.
a dreaded question. Everyone always has to.
Cast iron stomach. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. My Starfire brings all the chips to the dock, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Darn right, it's better than yours. I can feel you, but you have to charge. My Starfire brings all the chips to the dock, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Darn right, it's better than yours. I can feel you, but I have to charge. La 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 la. Fill it up. La 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 la. The ships are waiting. La 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 la. Fill it up. La 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 la. The ships are waiting. My Starfire brings all the ships to the dock, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Darn right, it's better than yours. I can feel you, but I have to charge. My Starfire brings all the ships to the dock, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Darn right, it's better than yours. I can feel you, but I have to charge.
You know, what makes me so mad about this is not the song, but that I know what this is, and it's my, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's too late at night. I can never figure these out. So I'm going to, bring the crew down, and I'm going to let them have at it. And tonight we've got Admiral Kusanagi and Dark Knight 75. We've got Fist to Face, Kalrati, Pops in Space, and Spitfire. Welcome, everybody.
I know what
Hey,
that is.
everybody.
We got it wrong.
Me
and Pops guess way
got
wrong.
it wrong.
That is.
Oh, really?
That's the Ave
The
Maria
Black Eyed
by
Peas
Luciano
and
Black Eyed
Pavarotti.
Peas now.
Kalrati got on us, so he said no.
All right, Kalrati, what is it then?
I know what it is.
I can never pronounce her name right. Is it Kellis? Is that how you pronounce
Kellis
it?
is Kellis.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Kellis.
All right.
She's the
Yeah,
ex-wife,
what were you thinking about
ex-baby
before?
mama of Nas.
You were talking about each other. I couldn't hear. What were you thinking?
Oh,
about
I was saying the Ave Maria by Luciano Pavarotti. Was I close?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right, man.
And what was the one that Dark Knight and them got wrong? What was that one?
They called it. They said
Black
Black
Eyed
Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
Hey.
He wrote that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that humps my humps. You know that song?
Yeah.
That's the one that I was thinking about.
Milkshake, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know who sings it though.
I'll
I
be
don't
right
think
back.
I've ever done one that had quite the debate of what it was before. Everyone thought they knew what it was, but some people were right, some people were wrong. But yeah,
Well,
it's
you were
kinda
putting some Italian flair in there, so I thought it might have been Luciano. So I'm sorry, maybe I got it wrong.
All right.
Okay.
And with that,
All right.
with that, I think we're going to the sneak peek, Alvin, shall we? So this week's sneak peek is "You Show the Light That Stopped Me Turned to Stone." That's obviously a lyric that I have no idea what lyric that is. But
Like
yeah.
Lindsey Sterling.
Light by Lindsay. Oh, wait. Who did the voice for that? Because she's a violinist. So who sang it?
Wait, I think it's Lindsey Sterling. Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Lindsay Sterling. I haven't seen one of her videos in a long time, but I've always put like her videos. But what do you everyone think about the sneak peek, the picture?
Pyro again.
Yep. Back to Pyro.
Is it supposed to be artwork? Like
Station.
I think it's Nope. I think it's just some lights strung up
It's
on
just some lights. Okay, look
Just
like
the
artwork to me.
extra
Like
light
it's supposed to
somewhere.
be. Yeah.
You see,
Artwork.
Maybe it is
I
artwork.
was I was thinking that maybe it's like a mining arm from a ship that we haven't seen or something like that.
It is giant. Look at the guy right to the left out in the catwalk.
Pretty big.
That's definitely hanging from like a light pole or something, though.
And you can see
Oh,
the
You can see the
The
wires.
guy's far away, so we don't know how big it is compared to
okay,
how
but
far
you
it
get,
is.
you
ship
get the
could be
guys close
next
to you,
to
though.
it.
See the guys close to you, so you can see the distance between them, and then you can see the distance between the guy in the back. So you can kind of differentiate that it's pretty large, whatever it is.
It's big.
Now, do I care because it's in Pyro? I'm kind of getting to my point where I don't care.
Yeah.
Everybody, just so you know, the star in Pyro was a lie. That was the star, Pyro. There you go, guys.
Hmm.
Oh, God. We're getting as bad as Fast Cart.
So more power pictures is what we're getting then. Okay. All right. So yeah, and you could be the light. It's probably just the light that's on the artwork is what you're saying. So, but turn the stone. That's just turn the phrase.
Yeah.
It's funny though because like you would think they would use like the Expanse for this picture instead, or the week before. Like, hey, look at this picture, and of course it's just all Pyro stuff. So yeah, I'm just surprised there wasn't like a sneak peek of like a door or something that was like, oh, what's this? They must be a ship. What do you think it is?
Well, I mean, one of these days they're going to show like a wormhole or the quantum tunnels to go to Pyro, and then it won't be up and on. That'll mean that it's on its way immediately, right?
No, it'd be super, super trolly. Showing a picture of a jump point as the last thing at CitizenCon, and then the stream just cuts.
No. They show that, right? And then they pull away at the stream at the last second, and you realize it's just a toilet.
Wow.
Hey, Admiral,
In the cutlass.
So Griffin, you have any thoughts about this other than Pyro again?
No, I'm like everyone else. I mean, Pyro's cool to see, but I'm just ready for Pyro. I don't need to see any more hints or clues about it. So
Yeah, same for me.
Mhm.
I did go out of order. I should have done this first, but we had our previous boss citizen this past Saturday, and Jake Acapella and Jared Huckabee and Tyler Whitkins, also known as Xylo, were nice enough to stop by, and TIG was nice enough to provide us with 2 Hull A's to give away. So congratulations to the winners. We also gave away a Hull. No, that was Sunday. We gave away a Nox that Montoya won, and what's the last ship?
we gave away a Nox, and we gave away a what was the other thing we gave away?
Calrati.
Nomad.
And-
Not the Nomad.
No,
The hoverquad. Sorry.
Hoverquad. Yeah, Hoverquad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then
So congratulations to the
CIG.
winners. And yeah, it had a pretty good turnout, pretty good discussion. We spent like an hour on food, and I was hungry, so I was not in the mood to talk about food. But other than that, it was a good turnout.
I don't want to hold this up. I just want to say that the Hoverquad is the only ship without a name, isn't it?
Ship without a name.
That's its name, believe it or not.
It's
That's
just called
what it
Hoverquad.
is, though. It's like calling the Enterprise an aircraft carrier.
It's like if you look at Nubifier's one of his recent videos this week, he complained about. Well, actually, wasn't complained. He was talking about, does the name Expanse really reflect what the ship is? Because I didn't like the name either. But he says the same thing with Hoverquad. Like you said, it doesn't really. It's more what it is than it doesn't come up as a name. So
Yeah, I think you posted that, and I totally agree with the Expanse. But we can get into that later.
yeah.
I mean, like the arrow is shaped like an arrow, so that's why it's called the arrow. I mean, hoverquad is shaped like a hoverquad. What else would you call it?
Well, it's
Fun
just,
fact. Oh,
The
I
hover
mean,
duck.
it's just. I mean, in comparison to how they've named ships in before, the names have had more relation to what they do or something along those lines. And this one's just kind of a identifier of what it is. But I don't know.
Two
I could have came up with a
for
cooler
you.
name.
2 on the nose.
Well, like I'm saying, like Dragonfly. You know what I mean? They did Dragonfly and Yellow Jacket for the bikes. And just that one's just called. The
here's a little fun fact. Fun fact: Toyota in 1984, and we bought one when I was a kid. Came out with a van, and guess what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Toyota van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's it.
Elon Musk had the Cybertruck.
It's a Cybertruck. Though.
Yeah, but
Dude, this is how Toyota would have gotten away with the van. They called it no, not Toyota van, Toyota van. Swedish.
Swedish.
by the way, if any of you all who are watching the show want to join because these jokes are getting worse, feel free to come in. Feel free. We can rotate some of these folks out of here, so you guys can come in.
And I'll put the link in the
Oh,
Discord.
man.
I'll
You're
put
being
the link in the
excommunicated.
Discord when we switch to the topic. So yeah, come and please join us. Okay,
One
so next
fast
up
card
we-
is enough. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, you can have
One of you is enough. Trust me. One of you is enough. You're more than enough.
Aw, look at that. You and my mom are the only people. No.
They're more than enough.
All right, so up
man.
next we have a lot of the April Fool joke that came along this week. So they CIG introduced a new dating app called the Messenger. I didn't really look too much into this, but yeah, CIG is doing the CIG thing.
I can't lie.
but
When I saw this, I saw the picture of Tisha. I immediately thought of you, Griff. I can't lie. I was like, oh, shit. How did you feel
true.
about
I did
that?
the
How did
same
you
thing.
feel about that?
I
was
thought
like,
of this
oh,
and
God.
immediately wondered how many Star Citizen nerds thought it was real and were trying to find a date. That's what I thought about. You know.
At least two, not me though. I'm speaking for a friend.
All right.
I checked the date. I checked
No,
the
you did.
date.
Yeah, I think that this April 1st was one of their best ones. Everything that they did this time around was good. I know Fastcard going to talk about the other ones, but I really gave them some credit on the way they pulled it off this time around.
Was that 316? Oh, yeah, sure. You getting ready to get to it. Sorry. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
Okay.
is it next? No, this is what happened when you click on the link to try to get to the dating app. It says Happy Triggerfish, and I think the Triggerfish link goes to the RSI page or something like that. But yeah, so yeah, but yeah,
And everybody knows what Triggerfish is, right?
No. What is
Oh,
that?
yeah, explain that.
It's
one.
just their version of April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's the term that they use.
it's like
okay.
Luminalia for
Lord.
Christmas,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Was
Mm,
it?
gotcha,
It was.
gotcha.
I didn't pull it up here. I don't have it in front of me,
Mm.
but it was a lore piece about it that they wrote about how it was what was it, like a vandal or something kind of joke that was that didn't play out
That
right,
didn't go well. Mhm.
and then they ended up turning it into like a meme, basically.
Mm. Yeah, but this is what I think Fitchface would mention in the past note. Some of these are hilarious, like database reset, maybe long-term persistent disabled, starting USC negative 20,000 K. Pico had become sentient. Yeah, and you know some of these things are like stuff that people really want in the game. The sandworm has been finally added to the game, but I decided to make underground indefinitely. So some people are looking forward to the sandworm and they want it. New Babbage, no polish locations and stuff like that. AI, new mission giver John Crew, named after John Crew, the developer. Gameplay, new feature, ASMR mode. Some of these are great. A PvP slider to add to the mobile class. You know, people went, "Oh, PvP slider." So yeah, anyone have any favorites that came up in this past note?
Pico.
Pico.
Yeah.
But coffee for everyone. AI.
Robust romance system.
I thought it was funny actually because wasn't Eve? Didn't they do something similar?
Eve did.
For Measure.
I think either No Man's Sky or ED did, and then we did.
Something similar, yeah.
Jake at the Bar Citizen said three different games did dating app this year, randomly, including CIG.
That's crazy.
So Everybody's looking for love, I guess.
I guess everybody's looking for something.
Exactly.
Everybody's looking.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking it, but I was gonna spare your ears. I wasn't gonna sing it. Ships and vehicle toilet pilot path. Say that 2 times fast. The stuff gas harvesting out there. Hey, right. So yeah, they really went out of the way. Oh, they brought back the Origin 404. Yeah, they can't have a April Fool's Day without referencing the 404.
Well, it was there. I saw it the other day in PTU. I spawned my ship.
Yeah, for real. For real.
20 consoles and now 60% of the time they work. That's about right. Oh yeah, that was pretty good. And my favorite is the Star Citizen Live from this past Friday. And
that was hilarious.
If people don't watch any other Star Citizen Live this year, this is the one to watch. You don't even have to watch all of it. You just watch the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes, and you're good.
That was hilarious.
I'm still questioning the last 5 minutes because I don't know if Jeremiah Lee was in on it or not. I'm not gonna spoil it because people haven't watched, but definitely give it on Star Citizen Live a look. I watched this week. It's hilarious. Anybody else watch it?
It was good. Stupid funny.
I saw a small part of it, not about 5 minutes, but
yeah, just watch it. If you watch any of it, like I said, the first 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes, but just the last 5 minutes. Just the last 5 minutes.
I would actually watch.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes at the end, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, at least give it some time because you got to let it sink in for a little bit.
And this is called A Complete Waste of an Hour, and that's why this Soul Talk is titled Not a Waste of an Hour. Oh, it's in tribute to Star Citizen Live.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard some of the toys in his collection got damaged.
That's true. Yeah, he posted that.
Oh no!
Oh,
did he?
Oh yeah, so he was legit upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a slight accident on set, but yeah. But again, you guys watch it so you can see it in context of everything that happens.
Yeah. All right, so up next we have the subscriber promotions, April 22 subscriber promotions, and they're giving us guns, lots of guns. So the first one up is for the Centurion level. It's called the Salvo Saeed frag pistol. Saeed, wasn't that a character in Mass Effect?
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, Saeed. I think
Mass
I was gonna say, Admiral, you're playing,
Yeah, Mass Effect 2. And I forget if he's in 3 or not, but I know he's in 2.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the look of it.
The guy with the wacky eye.
How do you guys feel about these as far as them being decorative versions of, the current gun that we have, the current salvo?
Well, this is a ban. It's
free.
Well, banner, right?
It's not free. It's $10.
I paid $20 for it, so. But you get what I'm saying.
I don't know. What were you asking, Pops?
No, this has Banu infused with Banu, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I know that there's a contractor. I can't remember what the lore was on this, but there's a subsidiary person that's doing a design on the current frags. I don't know if the influence was Banu or not, but I got the impression it may be. But I don't know if you know anything about guns, but a lot of times there are gun manufacturers, like Smith & Wesson or whoever, who may create a gun, and there are people who will do these customized versions with very ornate scroll work on them. And it's kind of that version of that in this, I can't think of the particular gun now, but it's a certain Smith & Wesson that's done this way. It's very popular. But people will take the 50 caliber guns and do them, and they cost a lot of money when you get that type of work done on them. Yeah.
I want to reiterate what the encryption calamity said is not for human hands, because I don't see how you're supposed to grab that. Like,
Very carefully,
Physically.
very carefully.
Oh yeah.
It's just my hand wouldn't work.
Well, I mean, you got one of those cybernetic hands, baby. But the up there we have the Salvo Esteban frag pistol, and that's for the Imperial level fiber. That's a $20 one, like Dark Knight is. So and that's a lot. I don't want to see the difference. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the color different, but I'll do them side by side. And then we have the Arclight Hero energy pistol. Oh, that one looks different.
Yeah,
This one is designed for a human hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, the first two there's no color difference. It's the scroll work that's done differently on both of those guns. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know you can't zoom in on them. The patterns, the designs on them.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, when you have them side by side, you can tell. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's the artwork. So yeah, I can see why you say Banu, because Banu is known for having interesting art on their
very ornate.
Yeah.
Yeah, ornate. That's the word for it.
Yeah, that organic, Banu organic.
Mm-hmm.
Look to it. Yeah.
It looks cool. I like it. Something to hang on my wall in my hab.
Mm-hmm.
So these are not working. Is what they're saying, though. Well, it says highway to fire. Well, that's for the pistol, but it says charge fire. I mean, it looks to me like they're supposed to work in game.
Yeah, they're supposed to work.
Yeah, that's okay. So people saying artwork. They hang on the wall and whatnot. So I was like, wait a minute, are these just artwork? They're not supposed to work? So yeah.
Oh no, I'd hang mine on the wall. I have no use for it out in the field. I'll take an LH86, that little pistol that I can lose. You know, the nice ones, just like any other gun collector, just hang them up on the wall and just say, "Hey, look what I got."
Yeah. Griff, isn't this your favorite handgun? Salvo?
You know, believe it or not, the Salvo isn't. I actually do the Arclight more than anything. I know the Salvo is great because it's a 50 cal, and a lot of people like it because 1 or 2 shots to the head and you're out of there. But I've always been more on the compact side for some reason. I'm still in love with the Arclight, one of the first guns that they gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against it, just a matter of preference.
All right, so up next we have the preview monthly report.
I'll be back.
Griffin, are you sticking around?
I'm about to duck out. Yep.
Yeah, about to duck out, so I'll do this myself then.
Okay.
All right, take care. So here we go. So the preview monthly report with Alpha 317 approaching fast, many teams spent the finalizing tasks for impending release. However, significant progress was made on important features coming later in the year, including Pyro, there you go, and Salvin. Read on for everything done throughout March. So we got the AI content. I'm just going to do the headlines and then people can pick out something that interests them. The AI content, the AI features, AI tech, there's a lot of AI work, AI vehicle features, animation, art characters, art ships, and community. Oh, let me check out the community part. So community started March debriefing the last Genome Threat dynamic event, sharing the infographic, I remember that, of how much work players put into defending the standing system. Then it kicked off with the endorsing tactical equivalent Stellar Fortuna, and its Toast to the Stars contest. In preparation for 317, they published 2 patch watch links. I remember those, we covered those, featuring details of lesser-known upcoming features, including the weapons refactor and quantum. Community also published a step-by-step guide to ship-to-ship refueling, and Jake Acapella was telling us that he put in a lot of work for that refueling guide that they put out. And then they talk about the engine, features. Oh, Arena Commander. The vehicle team completed their transition to the Arena Commander feature team. As part of the move, they reviewed the backlog of Arena Commander bugs, yay, to determine their immediate priority. Radar and scanning is also near completion. During control panel implementation tool improvements are also underway, paving the way for easier and more reliable interactions in the vehicle and space station. In vehicles and space station. Then they got features, characters and weapons, features, gameplay, and they have this graphic as a tool that you use for the gameplay, I guess. Features, missions, features, vehicles, and graphic and VFX programming. I'll just read the top paragraph. Last month, the graphic team focused on fixing bugs for Alpha 317 and game dev stability. For example, adding fixes for water volume not rendering, solving issues with exporting light link, and cleaning up the RGT, whatever RGT means. And then we have lighting and locations EU. Last month, the location team worked across a variety of different areas, all of which are in various stages of completion, from early pre-production to nearing completion. That's more of the location. Ooh, some of these look pretty good. Can't wait to see them in game. Locations, Montreal. Montreal is in charge of doing the planets and stuff like that. So in Montreal, the sandbox team iterated on the reclaimer-based development. On the outside, they tweaked the silhouette of the crash site and continued progressing toward the final phase. They also continued onboarding their mission systems and now have 3 fully functional missions in this settlement. They'll be able to iterate further when Planetary Nav Mesh becomes available to wider development. And they talk about more about the 600i and Crusader Mercury derelict and the mission of the reclaimer and Grimhex Hospital. Oh, Grimhex Hospital, okay. And they're working on the Lovo Cityscape update. Then we have narrative, props, and QA, and tech animation, more tools for Montreal, turbulent services, yeah, okay, and turbulent web platform, okay, and talk about the UI, VFX, and that's it. I know we skimmed through a lot of them. Did anything catch about anyone's eye?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Dark
Oh,
Knight.
No, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a very, very deep roadmap. If anybody gets a chance to read it, there's so much in here.
Matter of fact, I'll put the link on YouTube chat right now.
For me, I'm gonna say that a lot of it dealing with the AI had a lot of interest in me. For me, because I'm in the passenger service industry and flying the Starliner, there's going to be a lot of reliance on AI and on the NPC behaviors. Because it can't count on players to be the source of income. They're not going to be the source of income. Income's going to be for the NPCs. That's where I'm going to make my money. So I see things in here from what was one of the features, selling. I think it was in the tech here that they were talking about behaviors when it comes to selling and being able to pull objects and move them around, such as trolleys. I'm thinking, well, that would be a flight attendant on my Starliner pushing a cart around. So there's things that I see in here that are helpful, not only just for my industry, but for everyone else as well. And there's a lot of stuff in here that's related to Squadron 42. So there's a lot of stuff that they're pushing through Squadron 42 that also include a lot of things that are happening in the PU. So it's just a very, very deep. There's a lot of mention of the continuation of implementing Gen 12 and getting things prepared for Gen 12. You saw that in the engine area. The Montreal team and the Turbulent team, they're coming up with features that are going to be widespread throughout the entire company, such as some of the tools that Montreal's doing that will enable everyone at CIG and all the various locations to access the tools that they need to access. So, it's just that helps simplify some development and speed things along because they can make things faster. You have direct connection as opposed to having to send it to somebody to or convert it. So it's really cool. Tons of stuff in here. Take a read.
Yeah. I'd have to piggyback off of DK and say, that's what caught my eye as far as the AI, because since the game is going to have be a lot more of them than of us, it's going to be very important. DK brings out an excellent point about them. We're going to be more dependent on AI for our income than people, and looking at them having we have the merchantman, and probably most of our customers will probably be AI than people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, DK, I agree 100%.
So you want to make sure you have a clean shop for when AI do their shopping, because otherwise they may not come back, or to make spread the word to other AI.
Hygiene.
Don't come to this place because they're pretty crappy.
Yeah, we're gonna really have to. The AI portion brings a whole different aspect to gaming that I've not experienced, because most of the time when you go to the marketplace, it's people price gouging and
So
get okay.
no, I was just gonna say, so you mentioned something about hygiene, right? Fastcart and you guys about NPCs, and I know that's supposed to be in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going for you.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm just thinking, do you think that, since we're gonna have toilet gameplay, do you think that we need to really wash our ass afterwards? With that stuff.
I started shaking my head
going
as
that
soon as it said toilet. I was like, this is not going to go well, and I was right.
Depends how often. I mean, I think it depends on how often you're up there and you don't take a shower. I mean, because that is the thing where you're going to be judged by the NPC you're dealing with if you stink. And if you stink, they might give you lower prices. They might not deal with you at all.
Has anybody played The Sims?
No, I haven't played The Sims in a long time.
Okay. The Sims is exactly that when it comes to toilet gameplay. They have to go to the bathroom, they have to take a shower, and if they don't and they go someplace, they get turned away because they stink. Or if they have to go to the bathroom and they don't go to the bathroom, they piss themselves. That's exactly what happens.
Oh, wait a minute.
I have a question.
Serious. I'm dead serious. You have to feed them.
So
You have to make sure they have a place to go and you do it there.
Okay.
Do it in the toilet, and they got to take a shower.
These scenarios are just running through my mind like you're on Fastcar's Banu Merchantman and you gotta go to the bath, and the line is so long, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh my god.
So,
oh my god.
my thing to FC is, do we just carry toilet tissue on our Banu Merchantman?
3 seashells.
3 seashells.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Yeah, you better walk around with a bottle of Febreze on you.
You don't put toilet paper in the toilet of my Starliner. Don't you dare.
No,
you gonna clean it up?
I'm going to invent a new cologne called Musk of Banu.
Okay.
Is your picture on it?
Yeah, Cal, were you gonna say something?
Go ahead, Griff.
I'm going to chime in on Fist's original question. And the question is, if you're transputing mules and donkeys, yes, that's the answer. You guys need to watch last week's Captain's Table with Paul Shelley.
Yes.
HC Vertigo and the Darginator. They spent the whole show talking about poop.
Yep.
And so check it out if you get time. Next month, I think we have a show coming up. I won't say what the name of it is. It's called After Effects right now. But it's going to be talking about food and the reasons for food, hygiene, bathroom, all that stuff. So we are going to be tackling that subject pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, no, because I know it's kind of funny, but when you think about it, if this is a mechanic in a game, you got to really pay attention to it, because this would cost you some money.
Admiral Kusanagi mentions a game in particular to you guys all the time where that mechanic has a true purpose in the game. It's not just that you use the bathroom, but a lot of it is based upon the type of food you eat. You know how it is even when you play Mortal.
Yeah.
The wrong food, you can be poisoned. There's a percentage of being poisoned, having diarrhea, a whole bunch of other things. But they've balanced it in such a way that it does not interfere. Now, there are times when you have to check, and you literally will tell yourself, if you're going to go do certain things, let me go to the bathroom before I leave, just like you would do in real life. Now, if you decide to neglect that, well, you might be out in the middle of the field and all of a sudden your guys got to go. And you have to go when they tell you to go.
Right.
Point of vulnerability,
Right. You see that timer start counting down or whatever on your body.
What's gonna happen. Right.
Bodily function.
Scum has
Scum, if you ever get a chance, just do a YouTube thing on Scum and use it in the bathroom and watch. I'm telling you, they've got it balanced out in a really cool way. I was playing when it first got started. And it was a different type of mechanic, and at first you think, "Oh man, you got to be kidding!" But when you see how they incorporate it, it makes some sense. So
yeah, towards the end, you get the kind of the walk down where you're kind of like stepping side to side, like and like kind of like when you're kind of like, oh, I gotta go, and like that your character literally does that. You're like, oh, maybe I should go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Because if some like, zombies chasing you or a mech, and you will literally just drop your drawers, and you'll just get destroyed instantly.
Yep.
So realistically,
How it works.
what DK was talking about his Starliner, then what he's going to have to do is really know his passenger and know what they need to eat, know how to prepare it. So he's going to have to do a lot of research more than just being an Uber type driver.
I
going
priced
from
my
A to
ticket.
B.
I priced my ticket specifically so that he get a higher class passenger.
So then that means
You know,
you may
that's-
need to find some type of, if you're, I don't know, maybe if a Banu that you're carrying eats a certain type of fish, then you're going to have to find that fish form in order to transform him and know how to prepare his food.
I'm going to have to hire the proper NPCs that have the skills to be able to do that.
Or the cooking profession. You can make a cooking profession where you can learn how to make brand new food by yourself.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say next.
Exactly.
Do you know if there's a kitchen on the Star line?
There, you can put his kitchen in there. You can get a first class kitchen. You can get a full galley. I mean, whatever you need for the Starliner. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they showed a really great mechanic for the Starliner that Disco put together, and they show what the stewards and the flight attendants would do. There's machines for doing beverages. There's cooking. And then you've got ships like the 890. I'm not just picking the 890, but I'm saying the 890. That commercial kitchen isn't there for dedecoration.
Right.
It's going to have a purpose and preparation. So they do have an.
I think he cut out.
Oh, we lost you, Griff.
Yeah, we lost you, Griff.
But yeah, the mechanic is going in there for something like that. And the Starliner is good. For me, that's a perfect example because you're going to need to have AI that traverses interior spaces and is able to communicate with each other and be able to take orders from a player. And and those are the kind of mechanics that I was seeing in these in these reports of the roadmap. I thought it was really really cool.
Okay.
And now you start to understand why they have the coffee vendor, because that's what you're going to have.
That's exactly it.
Somebody that can come up to a passenger, take an order, deliver it. That's what all this stuff is working towards.
More variations of the bartender create more variations of other vendors. Pretty soon you'll have the clothing shop vendor. You're going to have the vendor at the weapons shop, and they're going to be able to do different specific things, different tasks, and that moves on to the engineers on your Javelin. And being able to to tell that engineer to go do a certain task. That's where all of this starts, and it starts with that coffee vendor or with that bartender. This is the beginnings of how this all begins. So yeah,
I think what they look at, looking just at this AI tech, they're talking about NPC reinforcements, via spaceships. I think that's really cool because a lot of the gameplay right now is you do a bunker, you clear it out, and then you have to pull out all the armor you want. It's like, well, okay, well, that's all fun and dandy, but it's like, same old rigmarole. And it would be cool just to have like NPC reinforcements, like attacking your group on the way out, or maybe you don't even realize they're there and they already came down the elevator and you just got shot in the back of the head. So I just think to be able to have that gameplay there is just really cool. At least and eventually to expand the universe to have AI, where as you get closer to them, you can kind of see a prospector kind of, mining rock, and he's going to go, or she's going to go to, get it refined or whatever. This is kind of like, I feel like the initial step of actually making the universe feel more lived in. So I think it's really cool.
DK, I have news for you. you have a volunteer for your Starliner. Black Sky Legion Kaizen is going to be a volunteer. He said he will look for tips.
All right, come aboard. Welcome aboard.
And then, if we're still on this page, I want to get to a couple other things here.
No, go ahead.
If you look at the art with the ships, they talked about the Scorpius cock being finalized and all that stuff. They also talked about like there's 3 unannounced vehicles that are in that are being worked on right now. And it was funny because if you made it to the Digital Bar Citizen, we were just talking to the SIG employee who was there, and I was mentioning the progress tracker, and I was kind of going through the list. I'm like, oh, looks like there's like 3 new ships, and he kind of gave me the eye roll type of thing. Because I think it's at the time I'm not sure if this was out then, but I definitely didn't pick up on this when the show happened. But because you could tell if you look at the progress tracker, you can tell based off of the length, and I could actually say, okay, well, this is the Drake Vulture, and this is because this is the prior one that I made, and I was kind of looking at the new sheet. So I'm like, okay, this one definitely went up and is now this ship, and this one went up because I'm looking at the time frame, and this one went up. So I'm like, what are these other 3 vehicles here? And so like this kind of like reiterates, that there's 3 new unannounced vehicles. So it's really kind of cool that I know the progress track is a little wonky to look at, but it's kind of cool to kind of figure out where they are. So
I mean,
I will say that
the progress tracker is a mini game of itself. It's a game within Star Citizen, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then I want to know what this other vehicle they're working on. Where is that at? Bottom. They're talking about the Hull A and the VFX in the bottom. They worked on the pass the MISC Hull A alongside a pre-production pass to the RSI Scorpius and as yet an unannounced vehicle. So I don't know if that is coming out for the May event or what. I'm just a little confused with that.
It might. I wouldn't be surprised. It might. The question is, will it be flight ready or just concept?
Where did I see that? I was surprised to see that the Expanse looks like it's just a concept, because I mean you would think they would they were working on it for a long time, but one of the things that they dropped was that the Expanse is in a concept phase.
I mean, the thing that got me was back at CitizenCon. Well, not at IAE, sorry, where Jack McClure got the Odyssey, and it was like it looked like it was built in game, but they still only show the Odyssey as a concept, so it could be something like that.
Oh, and then
they move very quickly when it comes. I'm sure now concept to flight ready is not that far away, and who knows, they could be working on a lot of things that are pre-unannounced, because they're unannounced a bunch of things, but some of those there might be others in the pipeline that we still have no idea about.
And then I thought was also very cool was that the 600i is in derelict.
Yeah, I saw that. That
phase.
was cool.
So that means they've got the new 600i like kind of figured out. They might not have all the technical, like this door's going to open this way, but they just have like, okay, this is going to be here and this wall's here, and you know what I'm saying? Like everything doesn't have to work. They just have to know to like make it look like, junk that was been lying there for 20 years.
Point.
Black Sky Legion had the hot take. He said expand for CitizenCon this year, calling it now also the Odyssey this CitizenCon. So he's putting money on, well, not money, but he's putting
he's putting UEC on it
for CitizenCon.
I still want the Perseus to go save Jack McCleary, to get us into Pyro. To have his cohort there.
Perseus?
Yeah, just have this cohort with the mask. What's his name?
Jimmy.
The Stig. Jimmy, jump in a Perseus and go rescue Jax.
Never know. All right. So up next we have Squadron 42 update. We got this in the newsletter. I think came out yesterday or today, recent. But still, I'm not gonna. There's no real link for this. If you got an email, it's in your email. But basically, they talk about the AI team content, AI feature team content, AI tech. It's similar to the Squadron, to the Star Citizen tracker. The AI vehicle feature animation, art, environment, cinematic. Cinematic predominantly worked on 3 chapters during March. The first featuring the well, if you don't want to spoil it, I'll stop reading here. But yeah, so they're working on cinematic. And then in March, the physics team added new soft body deformations and approach for character cloth. I remember seeing character cloth tech like 2019, 2018 CitizenCon. That was pretty good. It looked real good. They also implemented island-wide broad-based collision detection to reduce the number of external parts of entity check against. The steering of vehicles real wheels at high speeds were released too. So a lot of these changes will probably make their way into Star Citizen eventually. We talk about the renderings and Gen 12. And so features, talk about features, gameplay story, graphic and VFX programming, level design, narrative. Last month, the narrative team had several playthrough sessions with the design team to look closely at the moment-to-moment experiences of 2 Pacific levels. So they're getting a lot of work done. The Q&A, tech animation, UI, VFX, and that's it. Does anyone else subscribe to the newsletter for the Squad 42?
Yeah.
I
No?
do, but I tend to not read it, especially the cinematics part. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I almost made a mistake there, so I'm glad I stopped when I did.
That's one of those games where open development does not work.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you kind of want to wait.
And you know, people who do want open development for Squadron 42, they're spoiling the game, or they're asking the game to be spoiled for them. Is basically what they're
Hey,
saying.
you know what? If that's what they want, that's on them.
Yeah, so Citizen Shenanigans just mentioned the MSR derelict real quick. And I know they talked about like you know, you might not fully break down an Idris. You might actually want like the Idris engines or the Idris components to like to do your Idris or to put into another one. Is the idea that I could just like if I found like 20 MSRs and I could just create my own MSR based off of parts?
I don't think that
I
that's
don't
the
know
deal.
about that.
And the reason why I'm saying that, Admiral, is a few, I don't remember what episode it was now, but they spent a lot of time talking about what it would take to destroy a ship, that it would take a very deliberate and very long effort. Ships will be damaged, they'll be broken down pretty badly, but the structure and literally obliteration of a ship will not be an easy thing to do. So you can imagine if they're saying that for general ships, you can imagine the more sturdier ships like an Idris or, you know, Polaris or whatever, would be even more difficult.
So
So taking parts is one thing, and they've referenced components, things of that nature. I have not heard them talk about actually taking an engine. I'm not saying they can't or they won't. I'm just saying I don't remember anything about taking a Cutlass engine off of one Cutlass and putting it on another Cutlass. And
like
maybe somebody else in chat might be able to say something about it.
what's the repair ship
Um,
called?
The Crucible.
Can I take a Crucible and repair the ship on screen right now? What is that,
That's an MSR, I think,
And-
right? Yeah,
don't-
it's an MSR. That's the one that Sandy posted today, right?
Can I bring a Crucible and fix that ship, and then bring in new power plants and stuff like that if it needs it?
Yeah, if you
And
notice,
take off with it?
they talked about store. Well, oh, you mean like a derelict like that you find?
Yeah, can I
Oh.
fix a derelict and then just, hey, this is my derelict now?
There was something in the notes about the derelicts being salvageable in some form. Now, I don't know if they meant pulling parts off of it or it being salvaged. I don't know. Again, if somebody in chat can give some clarity to that, please do, because there was a reference to that in the notes. But again, I don't know. Now, the Crucible, if you notice on the Crucible, we did a show on it a little while back. They show the lasers and stuff, right? Which is what we've seen. Like we saw the handheld, the smaller version of what the lasers do with the skin and restoration to the ship. But there is a parts department on that ship that does allow you to bring components and things like that into a ship that need to be replaced. I don't know about this whole thing of rebuilding a ship. I mean, like literally from scratch. I'm not talking about a damaged ship. I mean from scratch. And a derelict. The only thing they did talk about was when we would find the bigger ships, like what was the Bengal? Is that the ship that they said that there would be out in space? But there only be so many of them, and that if you can restore them. But they also said it would take a tremendous amount of work to do it. But that's the only ship I ever heard about them talking about. And there's a lot of derelicts out in space. I haven't heard of them talking about restoring a Starfarer or any other ships. I'm not saying that they won't. I'm just saying I just haven't heard anything about it. It doesn't mean that they could not make that a capability in the game.
That'd be pretty wild because, I mean, a Bengal, I mean, even if the power was off, you probably have to figure out how to turn it back on and upgrade the components and the power plant and etc. But if you could, like, depending on how bad a ship they make is, say, this is salvageable to be able to use again, and once you go past this point, it's a done deal. So I think that'd be pretty cool if they could, like, say, hey, maybe 10% or 20% of the ships you find, I mean, just make it 10%. 10% of the ships you find possibly could be repaired so much that you could actually get it working again.
Well,
that would be cool.
Let's use the example of a Bengal, right? Let's say you've got something like a Bengal or Idris or a Javelin that's left out in space. The assumption is automatically that it's going to be stripped if it's left out there, which means that you've got to buy the components and all that stuff. And you guys know how much components are for the ships like a Reclaimer and the 890. So imagine the cost when the coolers and stuff are like 150,000 each, and you got to put 20 coolers on the thing.
Okay, so that raises up a question. So where do you buy?
Well, that's just it.
Engine
that
from 44
no. There's no buying an engine. That's what I'm telling you. They have not talked about buying engines. What they've talked about is replacing components. So your hyperdrives, your life support system, your shields, your coolers. But what I'm still saying is those things are going to be in the 3 digits, maybe even 6 digits, maybe even 7 digits for something like a Bengal carrier. So when we talk about restoring one, I remember Colossal went out and tricked out a Carrack one time, and I think he spent something like $5 million just to trick out a Carrack with just components. Yeah. But these ships have, they may have 20 or 30 coolers on them. You know what I mean? You may have 8 different size capital shields that are all like $500,000 a piece or $1 million a piece or $2 million a piece. It's not going to be cheap, and it's going to take a lot of work.
And to your point, I think that's where the Endeavor will probably come in, because, like you said, you probably can't buy a capital engine or something like that off the market, but maybe you could have retrofit a engine on an Endeavor somehow. You never know.
Maybe, but again, guys, I mean, have you seen the size of an engine on a Bengal carrier? It's half the size of a. Again, guys, I don't.
Well, you know how big the Endeavor is going to be.
But no. A Bengal's engine, guys, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying I haven't seen anything. We can theory craft the doomsday. I'm saying they have not talked about being able to build parts like an engine. That I've not seen it. And again, if somebody's seen it, please feel free to drop it in, because I would love it. It'd be great if we could do it. But it's going to be enough just to restore skin and components on these ships. Let alone.
So Griffin, I don't know about third craft until Tuesday, but we can go for 9 hours like the last bar.
Like on Saturday? No, thank you.
Well, I know a couple of repo guys, at least one by the name of Pops, and we can go by the UEE Navy shipyard and see if anything's turned off. See, they don't need anything there, so we'll just see what they have.
Yeah, man, that's cool. We bring our lock cutters, bring the lock cutters, cut the chain, cut the the chain,
the engines out.
There you go.
We don't need that.
The other thing too, by the way, let me say this real quick too. This is something that came out in the patch notes for 3.17. Is this new dynamic for inventory? So think about, not only are you having to restore that Bengal or that Polaris, they said that the parts will be physicalized in size, and the ship that brings them has to be capable of carrying it. So you see what I'm saying? So it's not like how we've been taking these big parts and sticking them in our pocket, in our backpack. That's not the reality. Now, you know what I mean?
I'm going to say my opinion. If I ever was to see a Bengal, for me, I'm stripping it. Taking it, because it's a money pit. It's a money pit. Because exactly like you said, I already knew that from the beginning. Like, I already realized it. It is a money pit.
You and my
then
question answer is you and what army? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah,
You can't be doing it by yourself. You got to pull some. You got to pull some kind of Ocean 11 type deal.
But that's what I mean. I mean, and if I was to, I mean, obviously I would, know some people, but I would be like, let's try to strip, because I mean, this thing. I mean, you got to think about, even if you do hypothetically get it to functioning status, do you realize how much the upkeep of that thing is going to cost?
Yeah,
for some others, it might be.
And then you gotta figure how many people are gonna be gunning for you to take it from you.
That's why I said you and your. That's why I said with you and what army. That's exactly why I said that, because
that's what I said.
A javelin is 80 people. 80 for a javelin. So a bingle.
A bingle's got to be 300.
I mean, you've got to be right. I mean, so that's why I said I would strip it. I would strip it, take what I can, and roll. And that's it.
I mean, not to be funny, but even line already have this type of stuff going on, because when people make a Titan or a big ship in like NoSec, other orgs or corporations, they call them, there are gunning for them, because they want to take their stuff or maybe try to steal it for themselves. So I can definitely see that kind of gameplay coming up in Star Citizen.
I don't need a bangle, but I may need a cruiser or heavy cruiser just because. Those are in lore. They're going to come in eventually, but I'm not sure when. But
I think it's not only going to be just money; it's going to be time. I think it's going to take at least, at a minimum, 6 months when you find a bangle to get it up, and even if you had a way of getting all the parts, you got to think of logistics, getting the parts there,
all the
having the people, having all the people,
and you got to figure how much
working on that thing, and then having starfarers come in, it's going to take you at least 6 months.
The security on that, because someone's going to say, "I found the bangle and we're fixing it up," and
my goodness, that's why we say. I mean, of course, that loose lips sink ships. Of course, we already know that.
That would be a disaster.
Yeah, because all you need is one person to brag. Oh, we got the bangle. Oh, there goes.
But then hold on for a second. But then you got to think about it this way. Let's say nobody does brag about it. Now you got to watch your back everywhere you go, because you got to remember, people can track your data. As to where you go.
People be taking medication just to get to sleep at night. They'd be like, "I need another Xanax" or something like that. People be very worried.
That's to me. When I saw the bangle, at first, the kid in me was like, "Oh yeah, bangle, let's go get it." And when I was like, "Wait," the adult to me said, "No, stop it. Think about it for a minute."
Hey, Fist, I was going to throw something in there because I didn't get it. My mic wasn't working, so I was going to throw on top of what you were just saying. Strip the bangle. If you find it, you don't have to tell nobody about it. You live out there and you just strip it for parts, and it could take you months to strip it.
It is going to take.
Hey, but you don't have to strip it that quick. You just strip it for pieces over and over and over again until you've run out of it, and then you find the next one. And nobody has to know about it. You just got all this rare material that you're just selling on Fast Cards Merchant Man. It's just like, where'd you get this? I don't know where I got it.
Sell legitimate merchandise on my.
How do you know it's legit? That NBC sold it to you, and I sold it to that NBC.
There you go. See.
Well,
there you go.
I checked the serial number on the engine. Make sure
and they said that you'll be able to switch out thrusters too and things like that. So I would think that's primarily you can strip the engine out of a derelict, and whether you can fix an MSR, I doubt it. But I mean, and how old is that MSR too? Depending on how long it's been on the ground, it could have been hundreds of years as far as we know. But that's where salvaging becomes a real moneymaker. It's when you find those derelict ships, you just live over there and just strip it. Take your time.
I think you just find a bangle and then you sell tours to take. Walk.
You could do that.
That's about the.
Hey, I'll fly over there with my Starliner and share.
I'll put it like this. Here's another one. So, like you said, DK, to piggyback off what you just said, right? You strip it for as much as you can. Then once you've depleted all the resources from it, now you sell a location.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, that's it.
Oh, then once you sell the location, they'd be like, "Oh, by the way, if you want the parts, we might have a couple parts that you might need."
Yeah. See,
Admiral, there you go.
There you go, Admiral.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Or you just have like
You're
a.
on value. Now
So
you
you
know.
could do that, or you could just like maybe sell it. First off, say, "Hey, highest bidder who wants location to the Bangle," and then you put a requirement for like protection or something like that.
All right, so
like where do you replace? Where can you even buy the guns to replace on a Bengal? Because who sells them?
Loot.
Let me rain on y'all parade.
Okay, go ahead.
They gonna have the toughest, worst NPC pirate gang living on that sucker.
Exactly.
Yep.
Y'all can imagine like that sucker just floating down in space.
That's what I said. If you gotta live on that thing,
it's gonna be a prize. It's gonna be a prize to get it, and CIG's gonna make it extremely difficult. And I guarantee you, it will be the worst gang in the game. Will be living on that sucker, that derelict, and you got to kill them first. You got to kill them first before you get to the parts. I can tell you
Hold up a second.
Tails.
I'm gonna go even further. I already thought about that, Griff, because I already thought about it being out there in Vandal space. that you might find it.
Hey,
you see what I'm saying? I already thought about that. I already thought about that.
Yeah, because you have to think about who took it down. Who took it down? And they're not just gonna leave it. Yeah.
All right, so I want to say thank you for bringing up the Sandy Roberts tweet. I hadn't looked at it, so yeah, that's interesting. But we went from Squadron 42 to this tweet from Sandy Roberts, and then we're going to this tweet from Star Citizen, the RSI's tweet. So sometimes they have questions that make sense, and then they have questions that like, why did you even put that up? And this question is, which of these light fighter would you choose for 1v1 battle? The Reliant Tana or the Gladius? And then I hear crickets. No comment?
No.
Gladius, obviously, that's the answer.
Okay.
That was beautiful.
All right. Who did that?
Yeah, I agree with Fastcard 100%. It is kind of the fact that that's their matchup that they chose is kind of interesting.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't want to speak ill about the Tana. It's just that you don't ever hear anybody talking about it.
Yeah,
right.
Ever.
I don't know. It's interesting.
I mean,
it
the
would
Tana
be funny to see a Tana be the Gladius, though. I'll tell you that. Which one?
The Tana will be Ectolite, not light, but Ectolite.
Yeah, Citizen Shenanigans says you can have a 1v1 fist fight in the Reliant.
Right? Yeah, because they're big enough. Yeah, inside. But yeah, that was their question this week. What was someone just saying?
I was just gonna say that I was using a Reliant Core versus someone who was using an arrow. I don't know if they just started the game, but it was a good fight. But he eventually lost, of course. So it all depends on the flyer.
I like how you said that, Calradi. He eventually lost, of course.
Were you tricked out, Calradi? Was it tricked out?
No, it was stock. It was on PTU. Yeah, I just picked it up and I just flew it.
Okay. Weirdly enough, a lot of people don't like the Core. I actually like it. I mean, if nothing else, it's got a great view. But just for two people who are trying to get from here to there quick, it's fine with me.
Yeah, they're cool ships to look at. I like the look of them.
To look at, it's a cool ship. I was interested in getting the science Reliant, the Sin, but I'm like,
Yep.
I'm interested in the Mako.
In the Mako. See, I'm upset because I wanted the Sin to fit in the Odyssey.
That
And
makes so much
it's
sense,
a
Griff.
little too big. That was
Yeah.
the ship I
Right.
wanted to use for
Oh,
scouting to go out and find stuff. And
Exactly.
it's a little too long, weirdly enough. A lot of other ships fit in it, but it's a little too long to fit in there.
Yep.
Oh,
They
not
mentioned that.
not just the Odyssey, but how about the Endeavor? For like whenever they redo the hangar modules and stuff like that,
Well,
for the Endeavor,
yeah.
it
Oh,
would make
that'll
sense to
probably
have-
work, but with the Odyssey, it made so much sense to fit inside the Odyssey hangar, and it's just a little. It's almost like it's just a little bit too small. You know, it's like
you know what? I was kind of disappointed because what is it? They say that the Banu and the Defender has a synergy with those two can fit in it. So I'm like, well, why not this one? I mean, this fits perfectly.
They both miss. Yeah, they both miss.
Yeah, and it's science exploration. So if I wanted to go out and scan and do that with a smaller scout ship and then report back, even if you're going out to look for the Quantanium, that's a perfect ship to go out and scan for it. But like you said, it doesn't. It's a little disillusioned. Maybe
remember,
we can
like,
petition and make it bigger.
Remember that was the concept. So just like Griffin just said, they could make it bigger because a lot of ships do go inside. So maybe they can redo the hangar.
Squeeze another meter out of it, huh? Maybe.
Make enough noise. That gets squeaky, people.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Tyler Wittgen's pick for the next, I guess, 4 things that he said? What would you rather have?
yeah.
The hoverboard, the jet ski, a parachute, wingsuit, or a snowmobile.
Parachute.
We already knew what everybody was going to vote for.
In case people don't know, is a wingsuit or a parachute, 80%.
Yeah.
So.
I
I'm
like
quite sure we'll get all of them, but
I like what Citizen Shenanigans just said about what Griffin just said, because I was thinking something similar. It said, it has a great view of your own destruction.
That's funny, Shenanigans. That's pretty good.
I was thinking something similar, but you beat me to it, and you come up with something better than what I was going to come up with. It has a great view. Yeah, that's what the only thing it does have that's great on it.
Yeah, it's like one of Unique's comments about the starter ships. You think they're all just, dying, all of them. So, yeah.
All right, so up next we have the Atmo eSport. So they're having their finals on April 9th, 2952, 1900 UTC. So that's around 4 hours. So, wait. Yeah, you do the math. But so it's afternoon Eastern time.
okay.
And they retweeted retweeted this tweet from Atmo Esports. To celebrate the Fighter Flights finals on April 9th, we're giving away an entire Star Citizen dogfighting kit. So to enter, you gotta like and retweet, tag 2 friends, and other stuff. And the winner gets this stuff. So you want to enter the giveaway, you put in the link in YouTube chat. Yeah, that was the Atmo Esports for Saturday, April 9th. All right, so I think after that we have there's no ISC this week because they're taking a break from ISC. So I think, can we blame the UK for taking Jared away? Because they're prodding us from ISC. Can we do that? No, you don't think so?
No, my opinion, no.
So I think we have this week Machinima. It's more like a documentary. I didn't get a chance to watch this before the show. So Griffin, you want to tell folks about this?
Yeah, this is a follow-up that we did from Liefx or Life. Is it Liefx? Liefx?
Liefx, I want to say. Liefx.
Yeah, Liefx or Liefx, whichever. But we saw one a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to show one back-to-back, so I skipped a week. And so this week we're picking up on it. This one that he did is on Daymar. And, I don't think very much about a moon, but I thought he did a really great job on it. And we liked the last one he did, so we'll see this one.
All right, here we go.
Hello, and welcome to Round the Verse, where we showcase the many places you may find yourself while exploring. Our first stop brings us to dusty old Daymar. From rallies to bounties, this beautiful death trap has honestly seen quite a lot. This place may look unassuming, but don't be fooled. It's got its own stamp of history. Why don't we take a quick look? Bountiful Harvest Hydroponics. This place has served well. During the Vandul attacks a few years ago, this outpost provided more than any other Crusader had to offer. But man, does this place embody history. From plenty to ruin, the recent occupants have let this place forget its past. It definitely feels like a shell of its former self, but it's still there, ready to serve, even if it doesn't look that way. Eager Flats. This place was beautiful, if you got here on time. You see, Mr. Norman Eager, back in the 2920s, decided to post up a bunch of art. Not just any old art, but what the kids were calling ephemeral art. He made this stuff so big, you could see it from space. But he didn't want that to last forever. He wanted the moon's sand to wear it away over time. A little existential for my taste. At least we got some photos. Next up is Wolf Point Aid Shelter, and this is a fun one. Not because there's a lot to do here, but because of how it got its name. Callie Strobel, the one surveying the area, noted in her initial report that, against all odds, it seems like a family of wolf-like creatures somehow has found a way to settle in the area, claiming she could hear their cries for kilometers. Turns out another surveyor was just messing around with her. Imagine living the rest of your life knowing that that was your legacy. Last and certainly not least, it's time to talk about something a little more modern. The Daymar Rally. If you like high speed, low gravity, high risk competition, and don't mind a little heat, you're gonna love this. Often described as a bunch of lunatics racing across the surface of hell, there is no other word to use besides exhilarating. Despite the obvious black market gambling that it does bring up, I don't think Crusader is gonna let the UEE shut this one down, as it's likely to become quite the tourist attraction. And there's our little tour of Daymar. I hope you guys learned something today. I don't know about you, but I think I'll be giving this arid moon a visit sometime soon. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Round the Verse.
Yeah, I want to thank Liefx for that. That was pretty good. So let's go in order. Admiral Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was pretty good. He had to make up some stuff. I think he made up some stuff. Specifically, like I'll go off of the rocks that kind of had erosion over time. So I think that was really cool. It was a good way to go after it. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Dark Knight 75.
Okay. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. That seemed like one of those videos that you would... Okay, Griff, think about this. So you're taking a group of players or NPCs to see Daymar, and along the way you would play this video of places to visit as you're going on that direction. And you're going to share that with them so they can have places there, landing zones that you're going to go to, or an event that you're going to go to, something like that. It kind of hypes up your crowd of people on board your ship. It's kind of like an advertisement in a way. And I got that feeling from it. It's like, oh, and if you come to Daymar, these are the kind of things, like some kind of Daymar's Chamber of Commerce, type of video.
Yeah, you got a feeling like a tour, like a tourism video.
Exactly.
We're going to visit somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's what Galki just said in YouTube chat. It said this feel like a fight video.
like
or
a
in-flight
flight video. Right. It's just like we're taking off and this is our destination. And I would play this on the little view screens on the Starliner in front of the passengers,
Right.
regarding, here's where we're going and and all the cool stuff we could do, it's absolutely.
I can see you with all those NPCs coming out with those little, like handheld, like the wrist cameras being like, peace, check it out, I'm on Daymar.
Right?
I mean, they do
Right?
selfies now already, so.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Face to face, what are your thoughts?
No, I'm same thing as DK said. It was a very informative video. I didn't know that about Eagle Flats, and everything. Very cool video, very well done. Music was very well put. Very good narration. Good, great. Loved it.
Kalwadi?
It really made me excited for the same person and their channel doing some takes on planets when they have things like fauna, especially to really kind of evolve it into more of a National Geographic kind of take. So it was a very, very well designed video. I really liked his tone of voice, especially, and the music that went with it too. It really synced well, I think. And I'm really looking forward to when those things come online, like the fauna, to really see what he does with it.
Pops from Space, what are your thoughts?
It was very informative. First of all, when it first came on, I was like, okay, Daymar. I expected kind of like what Karadi's alluded. I kind of expected the music to be more ominous, kind of that way. But when I realized, like DK said, it was a more of a destinational tourist attraction. We're going to go see what happened here, kind of a thing. Like you go to the old Civil War sites in Pennsylvania, kind of thing. It made sense and it was very well done.
Spitfire, what are your thoughts? Yep, we may not be here. Okay. All right. So yeah, Griffin. I'm gonna echo what a lot of folks here. I thought the music was well done. I thought the narration was well done. I mean, like Liefx, you really can't go wrong with Liefx stuff. He's always on point. So what are your thoughts, Griffin?
Yeah, definitely. To the point when we were talking about like the flight video or tourism. Imagine like when you arrive at a place like Port Olisar and this is playing on the screen, telling you about each moon, when you get there. So what those different moons are like when you're there. It was informative. If somebody doesn't know about, these moons and their history, I hope that he does this for every location, to be honest with you, because I think if he had a series of videos like this, that just show some highlights. He's not hitting every station, but he's just showing highlights from these areas. I think it would be cool. The other thing was, for those of you who were around way back when we first got Daymar and we landed there, man, the difference in how Daymar looks now and then. I remember I went to Daymar in a Cutlass Black the first time it was available. And I landed there and I was getting 8 frames a second.
I was about to say that.
And it probably took me 5 or 6 minutes to walk over to, that little orange plant that looks like a beat up pumpkin. It probably took me like 5 to 10 minutes just to walk to that thing and then 10 minutes to walk back to my ship. It was horrible. Collision. It was terrible, but I was so excited to go to Daymar. And now, we go there and don't even think twice about it. It looks good. The performance is good when you go there. I love the close-up that he does right there at the hydroponics plant. There's so many details that are there. And it's easy to miss those things because we kind of look at it as a desert moon, but there is a lot of stuff there. And especially when you go into the different buildings and look around, there's this feeling of that people were living there, and just kind of, trashing it out or whatever. But I love it. I think this is great. I really did.
Spitfire, are you there? Are you taking off? Because you said night and YouTube chat.
Yeah.
So
that means he's probably out for the night. Yeah, he's probably past. He's got to go to work in the morning.
Liquid Rain asked a question. We don't have a question bot for YouTube yet, but he asked a question. Did you guys talk about the subscriber play items becoming part of a pool of rare loot items?
good
I don't think
one.
we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No, we
that's something
didn't.
coming up.
Yeah, I was going to actually say when we talked about those guns, they'll be on my wall. I'm not carrying them around. I was actually going to say something to that effect. I'm not carrying guns.
That's what a lot of people said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's question.
This guy does have me thinking that if he wanted to be, he could be like the Robin Leach of Star Citizen if you kind of tweak these a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, his tone is good. Like Calrati was saying, he has the right voice for it, and it definitely feels like a government published or type video about tourism. If you want to visit this place, here's some highlights of this place. I thought it was great.
I mean, if you want to be Robin Leach, I think his voice is too good for that. He has a way better voice than Robin Leach had.
Yeah. Okay.
I liked Robin Leach's voice. He had the English accent, and he's like, "Hey, look at me! I'm all in these places you'll never be able to see in your life. Haha."
That's definitely one for the Player Haters Club.
Ah, definitely.
So up next we have Griffin. This is your video. Do you want to show the video with the audio? This is upcoming news for Soul Citizens in April 2022.
No, don't show that video. That's for Patreon and members who pay only.
Okay, all right. Good enough.
That's why you get
join our Patreon then, and you can have access to videos that Griffin don't want me to show you the guys. So there.
I almost posted that.
Look at Fast Card's about to give out the secrets.
Yeah, no, that's for if you are a member of YouTube or if you are a Patreon subscriber. There are some benefits that are listed that you get, and one of them is this video that Fast Card is talking about. So
and also,
don't feel bad, guys.
A soulmate, soul bro, or soul sis, and you can get access to that stuff. Correct? Right?
Actually,
right, Griffin?
Correct.
All right.
Real quick, I wanted to. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I almost messed it up, but I pulled it out at the end. Go ahead, DK.
No, I kind of wanted to go back to what Liquid Wayne was talking about, because he was talking about the subscriber items now are going to be rare loot items within the game. So you're going to be able to find some of those subscriber items that we get, such as armor, weapons, and I'm not sure about other flair coming into the game. So any new subscriber items that come in now will be lootable in game, and I think it was within 3 months, I think, as far as exclusives go. And I think it's kind of a cool thing. Drastic, you were saying that it's no different in pledge ship being buyable in game. Exactly. It's kind of a pledge ship you can buy when it first comes out usually is in game for pledges for about a month or two, maybe even longer, or until the next patch, and then it's buyable in game. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Yeah, after a 3 month cooldown. Yep, after a 3 month cooldown.
Yep. And they said that there were things would be available in the game, so it's it's a cool thing. By the way, anybody out there who wants to sell a piano for the Phoenix, talk to me.
There we go.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something stupid. I'm willing to pay some decent money for it, but I went on eBay just as a chance to see. I was actually looking for something else, and it was on there. Somebody wanted 5 bills for that thing.
Ooh.
Starting bid. I'm not saying they're going to get that.
How much they want?
I made them an offer, and it would even take the offer that they wanted.
They had a reserve on it?
A good offer. Yes.
Are you serious?
Starting bid is $500. I'm like, I'll go get a real piano and bring it down here in my game room.
Right.
I mean, $500 for that kind of money, I hope to have Piano Cat playing tunes for you.
That's a decent Casio right there for you.
I know, man. It's a Roland, Jack. No, but I know seriously. I am in search of one. I'm not actively searching for one. But there may be somebody who got one or has a couple and they don't care about them and they're willing to give one.
And Griffin, I got to say good on you, because I gave up on getting the Mustang Omega. I'm never going to get that ship. I'll just wait till I'm in game and I can paint my Mustang some of the
colors you want. Yeah.
Because I've been wanting to Mustang Maker for years now. So yeah, I feel you on that one. But good luck with that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You know, you never know.
All right. So next up we have next show. So we started a new show on Saturday called Soul Voices. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. UTC. So yeah, that's Saturday. Soul Voices. You want to tell people about Soul Voices, Griffin?
Yeah, for those of you guys. Yeah, for those of you who were here last week who joined us, thank you guys so much for our premiere episode of Soul Voices. It's a similar type talk show like this, like what Fast Cart and I are doing right now, except for we do it one-on-one. And on Thursdays, we do more of a group community chat. On Saturdays, we end up doing a chat where you get to come to us by yourself and ask us questions or give us your thoughts about the topics that we pull. And where this show pulls information mostly from CIG, that show pulls information from the community. So we take information from Spectrum, we take it from Reddit, and we take gaming industry news and we talk about it. So hopefully, if you guys are free, we also kind of made that show available because our two shows, this show and our Sunday show, are on in the evenings in the US. And for our friends that are in the UK, Germany, Australia, this is a terrible time for them to be able to watch the show. And many of them watch us on YouTube, but for them to be able to interact live, it just doesn't happen at this hour. So the 12 o'clock show or the 1 p.m. show Eastern time on Saturday allows folks in other time zones to be able to connect with us a little bit differently. So hopefully you guys can join us. If you can't, we'll see you when we can see you. But again, thank you for all the folks who turned out last week and support us. We had a real great time. We had a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to continuing that show.
Griffin, I should have asked this at the beginning of the show, but it didn't occur to me. Have you recovered from this week? Because you were busy last week.
Yeah, remember at the beginning of the show, I said we had a busy week last week because we were doing so much,
Yeah, I just forgot.
I mean, like I said, we're back into normal busy now. Last week was busy. This week is normal. This is normal busy because we did I was with Pops and then we did the yacht club last week, and then we had the Saturday show, then we had the Bar Citizen, and the Sunday show. So there's a lot going on last week. So yeah, we're in cruise mode at this point. Wow,
Captain Jones, thank you for the soulmate.
Hey, soulmate, thank you so much for that. We appreciate it.
So now you get to access the video that Griffin won't let me show.
I'm gonna watch it because I don't know.
Yeah, when he said, "Griff, we're gonna watch your video," I'm like, "What video? What's he talking about?"
He's gonna post it. I was 10 seconds from posting it here.
Oh my goodness.
That was my bad, Christian. That was my bad. He posted it and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was busy putting stuff together for the show. I'm like, "Oh, I better include that just in case." So yeah, I'm glad I asked before I thought they just started showing. But thank you for becoming a soulmate.
I'm just surprised at all these pictures of Fast Card at the beach in this video. It's amazing.
Don't scare people away. Don't scare people away. You want people to become members, not drive people away. So I want to say thank you for everyone I forgot to talk about Sunday's show. Sunday's show talk about Firepower. That is Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC. We're talking about ships that are Idris size and bigger. So that'd be the Idris, Javelin, Bengal, and alien ships too, like the Driller and the Kingship from Van Duel. So we'll be talking about that. And I think we have a guest for that, right?
That's correct.
I think it's Grim.
Yep, Starjump
Grim. So yeah, stay tuned. Check us out for that. That'll be on Twitch. And Soul Voices is on YouTube. And also this show, Soul Talk, every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UTC, and that's every Thursday at this time slot. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Admiral Kusanagi, Dark Knight, Fist-Face, Griffin, Kaladi, and Poppin' Face, and Spitfire. I want to forget him for showing up tonight. And all the people who are watching currently, thank you all for checking us out. I hope you had fun. Don't forget, you can follow us on social media. We're Soul Citizens everywhere. Check out our merch store. We sell t-shirts, hat, mugs, what have you. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can check out all our content as they come out. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm going to say, as a final announcement, due to my actions last week or even tonight, I will not be resigning from Soul Citizens. Okay, so y'all are just stuck with me until I'm fired.
Oh shucks.
When do those pink slips go out?
I heard it that time. I was like, what are y'all talking about? I didn't hear anything. I heard it that time. So thank you for that. And with that, I want to say thank you everybody for joining us. Hope you had fun and catch you next time. So peace, love, and soul. Take care, everybody.
Bye all.
Bye.